again. But today we're playing some Red Black Rock, slightly different take. We revisited this list last week, I think. Playing Unlicensed Hearse in the other version that we've been working on a little bit with, you know, Liliana and main deck Voidwalker. But I feel like the whole time I was kind of missing Dragon Rage's Channeler in the list, so I decided to cut some of the extra 3-drops, the Kolaghan's Command 2 Lilianas, the Voidwalkers, and the 23rd land, in favor of the 4 Channelers and the 4 Baubles. I kind of wanted to cut the 22nd land too, but I'm not sure between 21 and 22 lands. You still have, you know, a lot of 4-drops here. You have the Mana Sinks and the Bugbears. You have the Spyros. I think it's kind of close between those two numbers, with the Voidwalkers to the sideboard. And I feel like this list looks really clean. Pretty excited for it. Can get going. Okay, against the Yorion deck, I'm going to mulligan this hand. No lander. But I beat a Prowess Phoenix list. Then I beat Dana Fisher, who was playing Elves. And then I had this really awesome match against this Blue-White Affinity deck. And then I think I lost to Merfolk. I lost to Merfolk, and then I lost to Zan Syed, who was playing... Hold on. Zan was playing like a Grixis like food deck that looked very similar to like what people were doing at the beginning of the format. It was kind of interesting. I think I'm gonna put back Bauble Mountain. It's kind of close. So it was kind of a rough tournament. Like, my matches when I lost to Zan, like, I won game 1, and then games 2 and 3, I had draws that were reliant on Urza Saga, even though I trimmed Urza Saga in the sideboard games. But I just trimmed 1. You can't really trim more than 1 because you're only playing 20 lands. I trimmed 1, and I just got destroyed by Alpine Moon in games 2 and 3. Like, all 3 games are kind of, like, kind of miserable. Oh, I mulled to 5, but so did my opponent. Okay, cool. We're evening the score a little bit here. Yeah, it was just kind of a miserable couple games, to be honest. Okay, I'm gonna Thoughtseize here, maybe try to take a Rin 6. Can't take Rin 6. They'll probably dress down my Ragavan hit next turn, though, and then that's a bit awkward because then I can't cast the Seasoned Pyromancer. Yeah, no, I think on the play, it's better to just play the Ragavan on turn 1, not Thoughtseize, because then, like, if they have removal spell plus Ren and 6, it's just disaster. Alright, get the dress down out of the hand, I guess. Whoa, they're holding it up, okay. Well, I guess, like, I just cast the Tourach then. I don't think I can hold it if they're not going to cast the dress down. Play 2 mana. Thank you, Tony. Yeah, commentating was really fun. I actually like didn't realize I would enjoy it as much. I think that I like being like in the booth with Honorog and Cedric was like I think way cooler than like maybe doing like virtual coverage. Not that that would necessarily be bad, but it was like a lot more natural. And I will say like looking down and seeing commentary by Everett Mohan and Cedric Phillips was like the most surreal thing that happened all weekend. I like paused for a moment, like really, I like disassociated for a second. It was weird. Yeah, so I'll Terminate for Omnath potentially too. Why not kick? My opponent has dressed down in their hand, so if we kick, then we don't get to trigger the Tourach and we just lose our treasures. What channel has my coverage? It was DreamHack Plays. DreamHack Plays. I was just on for the last 2 matches. It was Honorag for like the first 6, and he was with Zan for the first 2 rounds, then Doomwake, then me, and then it was me and Cedric for the last round. Training Grounds in 9 months, thank you. Yeah, I accidentally dropped a one small F-bomb at the end of the stream. Why play DRC Bauble again? So I've been playing a little bit of this archetype, and I feel like the consistency, lower mana curve, and added early pressure from DRC is something I've been kind of missing dearly. And to like some smaller extent, like I really like Hearse in this deck, and then Channeler is another cheap creature that can crew the Hearse, which is kind of important, I feel. Also, if you're playing DRC, you fill up your own graveyard a bit more, and so like you'll be a little bit more comfortable exiling cards from your own graveyard for Hearse. As opposed to the other version, which you basically never could because of the exiled Endurance to Iteration. You basically never could in the other version because of... They have Ephemerate? They do. I guess we just have Terminate. Sorry, you basically never could in the other version. They pitched Omnath? I keep getting sidetracked because of Kroxa. Arcbound, thank you for 13 months. Appreciate you. I'm assumed I'll never be invited back to coverage to just sign off. Yeah, hopefully. I don't know. It was really fun. You know, I don't think I'm going to become aspiring coverage guy, but I did have a really good time. Ooh, I was going to be pretty happy, I think, just to play Seasoned Pyromancer, but I'll also take an expressive iteration. You know, I've said this a bunch, like, you know, you saw this maybe if you watched the finals of DreamHack yesterday. The Red-Black X archetype is, the Red-Black X archetype is, you know, unfavored against, you know, kind of the boogeyman of the format, or one of the boogeymen of the format, the 4-color Omnath deck. But this deck, this Red-Black Rock deck, is by far the best of all the versions against them. The matchup is pretty close, and, you know, that's largely due to, like, all these main deck Tourachs, but it's also because your deck is lean, mean, your curve is low. Kroxa can be good against them, too. Bioproject, thank you for 6 months. Appreciate you. Could you tell how the DreamHack stream came to be? That wasn't pre-planned. Yeah, it was not pre-planned. So the coverage with me, Anurag, Dreamwake, Zane, and Cedric was not something that we knew we were going to do going into the weekend. So Anurag, I tweeted about this yesterday, but I've also tweeted about it like recently. Like, he's been going from like paper tournament to paper tournament with this huge, with tons of equipment, multiple cameras. He has a backpack with a laptop. The equipment also keeps getting bigger and bigger. It's just like he has a ton of stuff. And he's running a one-man coverage team. Like, it is absurd. And he has like commentators remoting in, like Tan and Grace usually, like, you know, signs in and commentates too. But he's running this crazy show by himself. And from what I my perception here may be a little wrong, but from what I could tell, the DreamHack. Everything at DreamHack seemed like a little disorganized. There was like a lot of like errors with their system and a lot of like weird like planning stuff. I think a lot of it just kind of got thrown together. And so my perception is that the DreamHack people knew that they wanted to stream the finals, but they didn't even think about having anybody commentate it. And then they saw Anurag, who's doing this amazing, you know, one-man show by himself just for the love of the game, and they asked him to run it, and then he asked me and Doomwake and everybody to do the coverage with him. So it all came together really well. Mario Prodigy 6 months, Catatonic Walrus 17. Thank you guys. Yeah, Anurag is such like an important member of the community. It's crazy. Okay, so this is a spot where I think that most players would lead on Ragavan, but in my experience, it's better to lead on Dragon Rage's Channeler and play Mishra's Bauble, and if they have a Rin 6, they can go Rin 6 kill Channeler, but then you can go dash Ragavan and kill their Rin 6. And not losing to Rin 6 in the spot is really important. You can also cast Inquisition, but I think I like this line a bit more. Love to surveil Kroxa into the yard, basically draw a card. Where's it streamed? It was streamed on DreamHack Plays. DreamHack Plays. And we had you know, like over 1,000 viewers for most of it too, which was pretty good for what was a very impromptu stream. Okay, I think I'm just gonna cast. Get a swamp. Could probably get a swamp. I'll get a Blood Crypt. Hopefully no Veil of Summer, but we do get Delirium here. Then I can cast the Ragavan as well. Stupid Veil of Summer. Okay, probably can't put back a Channeler when I have the option to go like second Channeler, Inquisition next turn. Maybe set up for Kroxa Escape. Maybe set up for Seasoned Pyromancer. How did I do in the event? It was I just kind of went over my matches a little bit ago. It was kind of a weird event for me though. I've said this a little bit. They're marching my Channeler. That's fine. So they got a 2-for-1. I got a 2-for-1. I guess this was also a 2-for-1 a little bit. Yeah, weird event. Again, where I got paired against a Karn the Great Creator deck, and I lost the die roll game 1. I just didn't really have a chance, and then I ended up losing to Merfolk, and then I lost to like a really weird like Grixis food list that like just beat me because I won game 1, and then I felt like I lost both sideboard games because they had Alpine Moon and I didn't. Okay, no Veil of Summer up at the moment, which is nice. Gonna graveyard that. I'm kind of looking for a land for this Kroxa. Wow, I wasn't sure that we were gonna hit this well with the Inquisitions. Their hand's pretty good. I kind of just want to take both Ice Fangs. It's either, I think it's both Ice Fangs or Dress Down to Fairy. The Dress Down's not bad here. But if they Dress Down in response to Kroxa, it's not that big a deal. So yeah, so it was kind of a weird tournament for me. I played a side event the day before. I did go 3-0 at the side event, which was pretty fun. Okay, so now escaping the Kroxa is kind of weird because they have Teferi. So we'll just see what they do. I may do something like just passing, baiting them to play the Teferi. Then I can go like Channeler and Seasoned Pyromancer while they're tapped out of Dress Down. Tomato Bisque, leave the 8 months. Appreciate you. Decklist of DreamHack. I mean, I don't have them in my butt or anything, but they're out there. They're out there. I think I saw Fire Shoes on Twitter tweet them out. Okay, pretty good draw. At least like something we don't mind discarding the Kroxa. Thoughts on Fury 2 main for Risen Reef and Affinity decks? Well, Affinity decks are already some of your best matchups. It also, like, you have plenty of ways to kill Risen Reef. Fury is not a card I think that increases this matchup very much. But and then also, you know, I will say, I've considered Fury. I've considered every single red and black card that you could realistically consider for this deck. So, you know, it's always very helpful to me if you can suggest what you would like to cut to make room for suggestions like that. Bisque with the 8 months. Rex with the gifted sub. Thank you. So my opponent is going to have Dress Down up again. But instead they choose the Bolt. So I'm probably... Oh, well, now I have Needle to name Renin 6, which is the main reason you even bring in the Needle. So I guess that works out pretty well. I can't dash Ragavan, Needle, and escape Kroxa. But I'll just Needle and escape Kroxa here. We see the 7-1 Coffer deck from the Challenge. I'll take a look. I'm actually planning on playing. I have like a slightly updated like Karn Coffers list that I kind of want to play too later today. It's just depending on how the stream goes. You know, I had a very busy, very like fun but tiring weekend, so I did miss you guys. I do want to stream today. I'm not sure how long we're streaming today though. Dream Echo, yeah, yeah. I've been going over it a few times. It was a great weekend, like hanging out with like Hatashi, Doomwake, Anurag, Amaz, Esther. I also had like one of my dear friends who I obviously none of you guys know, but she lives in Austin, and she came up to visit me and Esther for like just Friday night. But it was like really great to see her, or sure, just Sarah. I can't remember. One of the nights. It was really great to see her, and it was just an awesome weekend. Like I had a ton of fun. Like doing the coverage was a lot of fun. Just hanging out with like people. Doomwake has been like an absolute. Doomwake is still here, but he's been like just so good to have around the house, and we've been hanging out the whole time. And he's been like playing with Athena nonstop, and it's just been good vibes, good time. I feel like I've been kind of feeling like I need a vacation for a little while, and this has felt like it's kind of felt like the vacation I needed. Did I play much? So I played and I streamed. I don't know if anybody watched the stream Friday, but I tried an IRL stream Friday. My plan was to stream all my matches, actually. Oh, they can't draw a card here. My plan was to stream all my matches, but I ended up not like enjoying the IRL stream that much, so I decided to instead just, you know, play my matches. Like the real deciding factor too was like when I was doing the side event, I felt myself playing worse and being distracted because I knew my stream was on. It was like really weird, and like there was just like no time for a break either. I know that they have Verdict in the list usually, but I think I'm okay to commit a little bit more here. I felt myself playing worse. I felt myself like being distracted, and so I didn't want those distractions in the tournament. So I do feel good about my decision to skip the IRL stream. Yeah, then Hitachi got second at his Guilty Gear tournament, but he split the cash. I'm pretty sure. Dude, how does their hand Omnath Fetchland Solitude? Brutal. What the hell? What happened here? Fuck. Okay, well, I guess I'm attacking with Voidwalker. Yeah, have a good fight, Hitachi. Yeah, Hitachi is really, really, really fun to hang out with. It was just a good weekend overall. Yeah, I got 4 colored kid. Now if I put a Joseph Fetchland, they can Yori on too. So, want to dodge that. We just want them to draw. I don't know what a brick looks like. I guess a Renin 6. Renin 6 is a win for us. Veil of Summer is a win for us. I'm not sure. If they attack with Omnath, that probably means they drew a second Omnath. So, okay, no attacks. They didn't concede. Should we Alpha Strike? What happens if we Alpha Strike? We get blown up by Solitude, I guess is what happens. How the tournament goes, a command to see my record. There's not a command. Maybe... I'm not sure exactly what we could do about getting everybody info. Come on! I don't know. I guess they just had all good top decks too. Oh yeah, sorry. I guess the record tracker looks like it is up. Sorry. Thank you, record tracker. Thank you, MTG bot. We were so ahead. Do I play my swamp? I'll hold it. Yeah, but what's kind of funny, I feel like Hitachi swears like way more on stream than off stream, and I feel like I swear way more off stream than on stream. We're kind of like the inverse. Did not have game with Din. Well, I was kind of playing around Solitude. Like with Solitude, they get to have like double flying flash lifelink blockers here. I also had lethal with the Voidwalkers, right? Like this is just attacking for 6. If they have Solitude, I fire up Din. It's a huge blowout, and they did have the Solitude. Yeah, it was game with Din. No, it wasn't. Solitude has lifelink. Thank you, Bros. What's the command? Am I playing standing up? Yeah, I have a standing desk. I usually find that it makes me a bit more energetic and I have a bit more fun. I'm gonna block here so I can just Seasoned Pyromancer escape. I could also potentially cast the Solitude with my Voidwalker, depending on what happens here. Hold on. Because if I sack this Voidwalker, I can go exile Solitude, exile Omnath, trade Ragavan for Solitude, escape Kroxa. That could be a good line. Why did I go to the event that had no requirements for vaccine or test? I was honestly under the impression that it did have those requirements, and I found that it didn't. I felt comfortable going. Although I am critical of their decision to run the event that way. But by the time I found out, I'd already made plans, and you know, I did feel, you know, comfortable for my own health and safety to go. So this is their lightning bolts. Okay, I think so. I could try to discard my swamp to escape the Kroxa, but maybe I'm just gonna be okay not escaping Kroxa this turn if I can bolt the Solitude and stop them from flickering it. And then I could also channel Sokenzan end of turn and untap escape Kroxa. Thank you, Bros. That seems fine. That seems fine. I'm sure we're gonna be talking about it more too. All right, 1-0. I think I was actually 3-3. I'm trying to remember. Like, it was all kind of a blur. I think I lost to Titan round 1. I beat Blue-Red, Shredder Phoenix. I beat Elves. I beat Blue-White Affinity. I lost to Merfolk, and then I don't remember what happened next. I think we go Ragavan into DRC push. I don't know what happened next. I can't remember what I lost to next. I lost to something. Oh no, I lost. It was the Grixis food. It was Zan's Grixis food. So I think I was 3-3. Any tips for metagaming a small field turning 16 players versus open field? Well, I mean, it's a very complicated question. Obviously, like, I think it's very easy to make the wrong decisions when metagaming. Like, this weekend, I thought it was going to be a very predictable field of, like, Omnath, Murktide, Hammer Time. Like, I absolutely thought that was going to be, it was going to be a pretty predictable field consisting of those decks. And in practice, it was so much just random stuff. Just, like, looking, there's, like, Yawgmoth was, like, weirdly one of the most popular decks. There was, like, a ton of, like, Yawgmoth Affinity. There was, like, a Merfolk list. There was, like, Yorion Yawgmoth. It was, like, a really random room. And not that I, like, feel bad about my choice, but, you know, to some extent, especially in Modern, like, it's just, like, there just is no metagaming. Or there's at least no, like, perfect metagaming. Yeah, these IRO events are just so weird. Like, you know, like, I also, like, I got paired against Titan round 1, and I'm like, okay, well, the Titan matchup is very close, but, like, I have access to Asmo, and so, like, you know, I'm going to be able to have a good chance this game because I have Asmo. And I was also, like, I remember I had the conscious thought that, like, most Titan lists are not playing Karn right now, and then immediately I get turn 3 Karn on the play round 1. You know what I mean? It's just, like, just brutal. I'm gonna trade here. Kind of surprised they offered that trade, to be honest. I think with one card in my opponent's hand, I'm gonna be happy enough to just discard both Tourachs and get back on the board here. Okay, Hearse is interesting. Don't love drawing a land though. Can I talk through DRS versus Dauthi in the new list? Yeah, we've talked about it a little bit so far. Obviously, the list isn't so crazy different, but I think, like, now that we've identified that Unlicensed Hearse is a good card in this list, or a card that I'm liking to play, guess I should play around Spell Pierce. Now that I've kind of identified that I like Unlicensed Hearse in this archetype, right? I think that it makes... I could maybe have Takenuma to not play into a counterspell too, but also the Hearse, it gets worse the longer you wait on it. But I like Hearse in the list, okay? That's the idea. I think a Hearse is good. And so, like, the need for Graveyard Hate goes down, obviously because of Voidwalker. Your curve gets a little bit higher. And when I was playing this list recently, I was very much, like, trying to figure out what a good, like, split of, you know, main deck Graveyard Hate, sideboard Graveyard Hate was. I was also, like, wanting... Like, I missed the consistency and the cheap threats that you get when you play DRC 2, and you get a lower curve here. You have another creature to crew the Hearse. I think it makes a lot of sense to build the deck this way. Real Gold Player, thank you for 2 months. Appreciate you. It's kind of weird that, like, Hearse, I think, is the card that enables you to build the deck this way, but I do think it is the case. Okay, so they're trying to playing Thoughtspire in combat so they get their Connive. They looted away Expressive Iteration, so that means their last card is like 100% Murktide Regent. So I think our line should be Bolt, Ragavan, Channel, Takenuma. I can also Channel Takenuma, play Channeler, save the Bolt. I think I'll Bolt the Ragavan, so I can just attack for 4. Do you think Hearse is main deckable in Blue-White Hammer? No, Blue-White Hammer is a really, really synergistic-based deck. I don't think that Hearse is, and, like, it doesn't have any synergy besides, like, Metalcraft, I guess. Didn't the Jund Saga list from DreamHack have Hearse? It had 1 Hearse on the sideboard, but yeah, Hearse is good. Hearse is really good. I think it is a, like, excellent fit for these decks. Okay, there's an iteration. I think that they have a Murktide, but maybe they just have, like, all iterations in hand. Yeah, and maybe the Titan Discord is just like, all right, guys, it's time to main deck card, and I just, you know, I wasn't aware, but it was just rough. It's always rough, of course, like run into like the version of a deck that is like that you perceive to be slightly less popular, but is like much better against your deck. It is what it is. I'll also say that Titan player played like super well. Like that's always like, oh no, I'm playing against a really, really talented Titan player round 1 of the tournament. I'm not awake yet, but they're always awake. Okay, let's take the Channeler, I think. I mean, Tourach could be fine, but I feel like the flying blocker is pretty important here. I was also hoping to be able to double spell effectively, but unfortunately I drew a land. Been with the Twitch Prime, thank you. Am I also 6'2"? No, Mason Clark was towering over me all weekend. Yeah, I love the design of hearse too. Okay, down a game against Murktide here. Did I speak to Chris about the engineer explosives turn? I did have dinner with Chris that night. He knew that he like immediately knew that he made the mistake. He was a little tilted, understandably so. I didn't talk about it either. I think that it is usually inadvisable when your friends punt off a little bit to not be like, here's the mistake she made. Like, if they want to talk about it, you know, you can talk about it, obviously. But I'm not usually the first person to bring it up. Yeah, so I'd either want to cut the 7th discard spell or the 3rd Tourach. I think on the play, I want to keep the 3rd Tourach, and on the draw, I'll keep the 7th discard spell. And Thoughtseize is better than Inquisition in this matchup, of course, because of Murktide. Hi, Mike. Do you consider Is It Phoenix a solid deck for a tournament? Mike checking in here. Yeah, I almost played the Is It Phoenix Prowess list for the tournament this weekend. It is a deck I want to be playing more of. I will be playing more of it this week too, I think, but I'm not sure exactly what my schedule is, because I guess I never know what my schedule is. Mike checking in here. Is Leyline good against me? Yeah, I guess it's good. It's a lot better against this Channeler version too. Okay, dead Ragavan. Okay, I think I'll play a little slower. Thoughtseize. My opponent's on a mulligan. Charm, Scour, 2 lands. I'll take the 2 for 1. Yeah, I like the Shredder Phoenix list a lot too. I was very close to pulling the trigger. I I feel good about my choice to. I'm really surprised on a mulligan to 5. My opponent's just willing to cast the iteration this turn. And they don't get their 2 for 1, which I'm happy with, I guess. I was happy with my Esper Food choice. I feel like every single game I lost was to like super powerful like sideboard cards against my linear deck, or like, you know, main deck cards in the case of Card in the Great Creator, and then like I also like lost to like the Merfolk being able to kill my Spreading Seas too, which is kind of rough. We have Terminate for Murktide here. It's pretty lucky. But I feel really good about my choice. And it was a good weekend. It was a good weekend. I also feel pretty good about my play too. Like, I remember like during the side event that I was streaming, I was really feeling like I just wasn't able to focus. And even though like I 3-0'd the side event, I feel like I was playing way better in the main event than I was in the side event. Despite like the results not not going the way I wanted them to. I was happy with my play, and at the end of the day, I think that is that's all you can. That's like the only like really tangible goal you can have, I think, for. Dude, they didn't play their Shredder and they didn't counter my Tourach. They must have been F6 on accident. I think like the only real tangible goal you can have is to like feel really good about your play and feel good about your deck selection. And you know, ultimately, when you're playing linear decks like I was, you're gonna get got by like the super efficient sideboard card, main deck cards, and you can just kind of be at peace with that, I think. Okay, so I think I am gonna keep in the 3rd Tourach. I'm gonna cut a Kroxa because of the Leyline of the Voids. Do I want to cut anything else because of Leyline? I feel like it may be reasonable to go down to like 1 Kroxa, 3 Channelers, play 2 Voidwalker. Don't want to play too many on the draw. Did I feel like the games I lost were winnable? In match 1, the games I lost were absolutely not winnable. It was on the play, the turn 3 card, the Great Creator just absolutely destroyed my hand. The match I lost against Merfolk, as far as I could tell, I felt like I took the best lines. One of the games I lost, I mulliganed to 5, and I think I had like maybe I would have won the game if I kept my 7 card hand. You know what I mean? But it did. I can't remember exactly the contents of the hand, but it did feel like a pretty clear mulligan. But then I like immediately had 0 lands, and then it was one of those like the 5 card hand was like worse than the 7. Yeah, what's up?
Yo.
Hey, we have a special guest to the stream. Yeah, I am.
What's up? I can hear you playing that.
Oh yeah.
I'm not leaving for like another 2 hours, so.
Okay.
Cool if I just chill.
Yeah, you can hang out
for a little bit.
As long as you're cool standing. I don't know if we can get a wide enough angle though.
No, we're good. I'm chilling here. Did you put the Jade Avengers up? Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Sick.
You can't really see him that well. I'm thinking about maybe moving the desk closer.
Yeah.
Doomwake, would you like to give some thoughts on the weekend now that I'm a commentator and I can interview people?
It was fun. It was a good time.
Yeah?
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a great weekend.
I definitely can't wait for Atlanta.
Yeah, Doomwake is locked into Atlanta. And Doomwake also loves Modern again. What are we doing here? Ragavan Scour. I think we just Spyro. Just go to...
Not yet, Avedon. Not yet.
Are we married? No. Polygamy is not legal in Texas, unfortunately. But we're looking into getting a compound in Utah. It's going to be a combination sex cult streamer compound in Utah. Blitz to give it the 25 months. Appreciate you. Yeah, Doom 6-2 to Atlanta did very well.
Yeah, I played Rhinos.
Yeah, I'm sorry for not shouting out each individual Twitch mod during during the tournament. Fairy, the 2 years. Thank you for 2 years. I actually have personal beef with Utah. My longtime Dungeons and Dragons DM has recently moved to Utah. Okay. So we're kind of in a weird spot. Like, I think we're going to probably start off by terminating a Shredder. And then I think we go terminate Shredder, then expressive iteration. So that way they don't get the second connive. What do you think, Doom?
In a second iteration.
Yeah.
I like it.
I'm gonna do it. I just wanted to know what you thought.
I approve. You have my stamp of approval.
It is like a bit. I mean, obviously, like you have to let them connive this turn. I think no matter what, they discard counterspell. We had 2 channelers.
Okay. Do we have we have Delirium, right?
We have Delirium. Yeah, I think this is the only line. Don't think I'm like super interested in the double block, although
we're close to being able to race them.
Yeah. It's just like I feel like a Murktide's somewhat likely. Like losing the Voidwalker is kind of bad against that exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, the second Islet's always the best case scenario in these spots though, and they have a non-delirious channeler and a Ragavan connive. So no Murktide this turn. Could double block. If they're attacking, they must have a red removal spell as their last card, right?
Especially if they play the channeler pre-combat.
Yeah, but it can't be heat though.
True. Has to be bolt.
And they've already used 1 bolt. I'm gonna double block. Wow, no way. Okay, cool.
That's
Cool.
really good for us. I guess it turns on Delirium, but for them,
Yeah, fuck Delirium.
it's not that bad.
So I think I just attack first.
Tourach Ragavan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say they might probably just trade here.
Yeah, they're not. Then somehow we're just way ahead.
I guess we have to trade for Ragavan, but that's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, I feel like I swear way more around people than I do on stream. We were talking about this earlier. Like, I think Hitachi off stream is like very sweet and like is like very mild mannered and doesn't swear very much. On stream, he's just swearing up a storm. I'm Hitachi, you know what I mean? And then I'm kind of like the opposite, where like off stream I'm like way more crude, I think. And
You're
then,
a wild animal.
Yeah, and then on stream I'm like,
can't confirm.
Today we're gonna play 15 matches of perfectly played Modern with some mild mannered commentary. Alright. Okay, I wasn't sure if I wanted to Inquisition there, but this is like obviously best case scenario, super lucky. And then fearing the, I think I fear the Ragavan. Yeah, apparently I said the F word at the end of
the stream. I
yeah.
rewatched it because somebody was mentioning that. I had to rewatch it.
Listen, I wasn't getting paid. You gotta pay me to not say the F bomb on the stream.
It was like right before the stream cut out. It was great.
Yeah. Ooh, okay, push, but I don't really know what they can hit here. That was on the draw step. How much for a dual spike Doom deck tech? We can actually combine brains efficiently, and Doom can do all the deck techs, and I can just play the magic.
That's really all I'm here for.
The ultimate
actually.
dream.
It's the only thing I'm here
Yeah. Alright, off to a 2-0 start. Rakdos is just always CrackDos.
CrackDos.
Let me turn on the AC. The AC is fixed, by the way, thankfully.
Oh, yeah, it's
was
great.
sweating. Sweating.
It wasn't that bad.
Do you swap off games doing pilots now? Never! I'll never relinquish control of the, the games. But maybe also. Alright.
Double brain deck tech. I only have one brain, so.
Teamer, no monkey, Murktide.
Why are we teamer? Okay,
Two grudge in the baby. Teamer, the word teamer is pulling a lot of weight there. Although, this is like, I do agree, like, if you're going to splash green, I feel like the best card to splash green for is Ancient Grudge, where, like, the sideboard grudges, like, really improve your, like, otherwise kind of rough hammer matchup. Although, if you feel like it's a card worth splashing for, I'd probably like to see, like, a third copy over, like, second engineered explosives. It's, you know, it's also a card that works well with Shredder and Channeler, which I like.
Is there any merit to splashing Goyf for Mirror? Probably not.
The thing about Goyf is, like, what I hate about Goyf is like worse than Shredder, it's worse than Murktide, it's worse than Channeler, it's worse than Ragavan. Like, why are we playing Goyf?
Yeah.
You know? And, like, it also, like, doesn't play that well in, like, the counterspell Murktide Regent shell anyways. I will say that I'm not sure, like, I think that this deck makes a lot of sense in theory. I think that playing the deck this way improves you in the Murktide Mirror, it improves you in the Yawgmoth matchup, improves you against Omnath, but kind of makes you, like, maybe improves you slightly against Hammer too. But maybe makes you worse against the more linear decks, Tron, Titan, combo decks. And maybe that's fine, but that's just something you have to evaluate when you're deciding, like, how you want to build the deck. What did they pitch? Archon, okay. So we've got a hearse. Wait, they didn't take hearse? They're playing a reanimator deck.
They took Thoughtseize? Wait, what? I'm confused.
I mean, there's probably some... I should play the fetch land to try to get Delirium. Oh, there's land in the yard now.
Guess we'll cast.
Do you have any thoughts on this list, Doomwake? Because I feel like I just want to... I think I like the list. I think I just want to go like -1.
I know you like Charm a lot. I've always been
Yeah.
like, kind of more in on like 2 or 3 charms, probably 3. But...
Yeah, I'm the staunch Archmage's Charm Defender. Yeah, that's true. But I think if you're doing that, if you're going to go down to like 2 Charm, 2 Spell Pierce, then you just play like 3 Ragavan, 3 DRC, 3 Shredder, or 4 Ragavan, 4 DRC, 3 Shredder, 3 Murktide, and then you do
I like that creature base more.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that like I'm undecided if I like this creature base, 4 Charm, 2 Spell Pierce. Whoa.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah.
That's why they didn't take it.
Yeah. Probably could have inferred that, I guess. I've never seen Witherbloom command just be like kill 2 permanents on turn 2. It's kind of gnarly.
I played it a couple of times and it was it does some things, but
yeah. So I think that like that split is totally fine, totally reasonable.
I still kind of
that's
like
the Pygonti split.
Kind of like one bar.
Well, yeah. If you play the borrower, you have
the cool thing about borrower is it's really sick with Shredder.
It also
it gives you a double spell turn.
It improves all your bad matchups. It's like no bad matchups, huh? Whoa! Let's fucking go. Modern is and Dread Presence. Modern is kind of dope at the moment. I don't know, dude. People are just out here registering Dread Presence, and I'm not really even that surprised.
Are they 2-0?
I didn't see. Did we miss a subscription? Grant, thank you for the 18 months.
Oh, Mingu's here. What's up, Mingu?
You got Mingu in the chat. Got Hitachi in the chat. Hitachi, I think, is using the in-flight Wi-Fi. Yeah, Modern's been pretty good at the moment. Modern's been pretty good. It's, you know, there is the villain deck of, okay, they're gonna persist Dread Presence.
They cracked the fetch we can
They had Urborg.
What does it even do? It draws and shoots
2 damage to the target and deal 2 life, or draw a card, lose a life. They can also Witch's Cottage it back too.
Alright.
But I mean, I think I should bolt.
Yeah, you definitely should.
But then they can get Cottage and Cottage it back. Okay, maybe they only have two. Maybe they only have two Cottage.
They might not have only a couple cottages.
What? They have, no, look at this. I'm about to click here. I think I'm about to see a Garuda. I didn't even look.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. TMC, thank you for the.
Was there any merit to saving the Thoughtseize for Garuda?
Maybe some, but I knew about the grief, so I think I had to the Thoughtseize there. So I guess no, actually. Frieza, the 16 months, appreciate you. Despite no live stream tournament, I live streamed Friday and as like a test run, and I just decided to play my matches because I definitely felt myself playing worse during the practice stream. Okay, there I might get guy rooted. Come on, Tourach. Come on, Thoughtseize, Kroxa. Okay, well I guess maybe Kroxa's not it because they kept the card they drew for turn in hand.
Yeah. I mean, how bad can it really be, right?
Yeah.
It can't be that bad.
Yeah.
Surely.
I mean, how many cards is it? It's 4.
5, I think.
Or it's 4. Each player mills 4. Put a creature with an even mana value among the mill cards to the battlefield under your control. Okay.
All right, here we go. Here goes nothing. Oh, okay. That's not bad.
It could be a Grave Titan. Did I kill the Grave Titan or kill Garuda? I guess I kill Grave Titan. Yeah. And I could just escape Kroxa, get the last card out of the hand. I got a 6/6, they got a 6/6. Everybody has a 6/6. Did someone test the new Tezzeret and Asmo? I had a new Tezzeret Asmo list like the beginning of Kamigawa, and I like never thought that it was like I had the list together, but it just like looked too bad to play.
I played that card a couple times. Never liked it that much.
Do you want to do the resubs?
I can do resubs. Funky Bravado 5 months. Frizz Potato 16 months. TMC, thank you for the prime. And then I don't know if you got Ergonomic 18 months.
I did get Ergonomic. Ergonomic's a good friend of mine. I was a groomsman in his wedding.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a groomsman in a wedding this weekend too.
Nice.
Ah!
Oh no. That's
stupid Karn keeps crushing me. Okay, well, I guess that explains the attack, huh? How beatable is this? Not very.
If we draw a bolt for Karn, maybe, but I assume they can get something bad for us with Karn. A little late to the party on that one.
A little late to the party. They have 6 mana. Wait, are they playing Coffers Urborg? They must be.
With Scrying? Yeah, probably.
Oh, their list is sick. If only we would be so doomed if they didn't have Grave Titan in their deck. If they just had Primeval Titan instead, we'd be like so doomed. Did I see the new leaks for Double Masters? I don't like to talk about leaks. We'll get the cards when we get them. Okay, I have a 2/2 Tourach or 3/2 Tourach, which they're killing. I don't know. Always starts with the Seasoned Pyromancer, huh?
Yeah. So they're gonna leave back a token. Kind of makes sense.
I'm gonna be a good groomsman to one of my best friends in a couple months. How can I be a good groomsman? Well, the best man usually is in charge of like the bachelor party and a lot of the planning. So I think good groomsman etiquette is just plan the orgy. Just like all of you guys come together and figure it out.
That's sound advice.
Yeah. The spread is the key. Get it professionally catered. Don't do it yourself. You've got plenty of other things to worry about. How much freedom to jam a league of their deck? Their deck does look pretty sick. We may get to see all of it over the course of the match. We did mill over a Kroxa, was pretty nice.
Sylvan Scrying's kind of throwing me off a little bit.
a lot of it's throwing me off here.
Maybe they have Tron.
Maybe they have Tron. There's a very good chance. I wonder if they might only have like one Curveball Coffers. Okay. I'm gonna see. Yeah, Kroxa in the yard is big. I can't escape it. They have another Karn activation. We're dead. I bet Voidwalker is like the best card in the whole format against them, though. I'll probably play another Tourach. Think that these pushes and bolts are kind of bad, but I may want the Terminate, number 3. And then Kroxa can be kind of bad against the Reanimator deck. Can bring a Needle named Karn. Got another Kroxa. I don't think on Alpine Moon, Cabal Coffers.
I was going to ask you about that. It's probably a little too deep.
Yeah. I'll just click submit. Yeah, Witherbloom Command was crazy.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Too bad to win the game.
We were so confused as to why they didn't take the hearse.
Yeah. You want to play? I'm going to get a drink.
Sure.
You want something?
Water's good.
Yeah, it's water. Good.
Yeah. What's up, chat? What's Void Mirror for? Mostly Cascade. So the reason you want to split Void Mirror and Chalice is because Void Mirror is good against Tron, Chalice is not good against Tron, so you get a little bit of... You get to, like, kind of split the differences there. They're both good against Cascade, but... Yes, I've taken over the stream. Yeah, that's another good point, too. You can't have multiple Chalices in play. How's this weekend? This weekend was a lot of fun. I wish that Spike had TTS enabled. It says Quick Doom set up the hot tub while he's gone. It's right behind us, actually.
Your friend Inspiring Spike.
Alright, we'll play first. They have a guy Rudo. They also have 61 cards. Does anybody remember if they had 61 cards game 1?
What's up? It's me, your friend Inspiring Spike.
Can I get a Doom sing? What are we singing? Anonymous Cheerer. Thank you for the bits.
What's up? It's me, your friend Inspiring Spike.
Bits. What's up? It's me, your friend Doomwake. Spike looks different today, yeah. My flight leaves in a couple hours, so I figured I'd chill here for a little bit.
It's me, your friend Inspiring Spike.
Oh, you want me to sing the name of the next card drawn? Okay. Does the bubble draw count, or how's that work?
What's up? It's me, your friend Inspiring Spike.
Does the bubble draw count or no? Probably graveyard that. See, somebody redeemed sing the name of the next card, but I waited to crack the bubble so you would sing it. I'll still sing it. Though.
Yeah, you have to sing it.
I'll still sing it. All right, David Urborg on top.
Okay.
I'll sing it.
Okay. I guess singing. Dr. Blondie at the 13 months. Well, they were.
I got all the bits. I didn't get the. Dr.
I see.
Blondie. I missed.
Well, you don't think for the one bit. It's me, your friend Aspiring Spike.
All right.
we could duo.
Is it Mountain or Thoughtseize?
I think it's Mountain.
All right.
Mountain. It's a good redemption option.
It's pretty good. It's really good.
Do you get to surveil Kroxa in the yard? Why did I ever stop playing DRC?
Oh, their hand is. They had no spells. Are you Thoughtseizing?
They have Joy Presence.
Oh, did they? Oh, it was
Yeah.
Inquisition. Okay. Every time the Inquisition happens, I just it only lights up one card. I just forget they have other cards. I think we're in a good spot.
I'd say so. I think I'm gonna cast the Spyro because we just want to find a land for Kroxa. Obviously, could play really slow, but I think against opponents who are stumbling, you want to capitalize a little bit.
Yeah. Somebody asked me to set up a hot tub while you were gone, and I couldn't find it. So.
Well, we did buy Athena an inflatable pool that we didn't we couldn't inflate because we don't have a pump. So I guess that's you can get on that. I don't know how good your lungs are. Probably terrible because of all the vaping.
Yes, they're awful. Vequinox, 13 months. Thank you very much. We got Omega Phoenix, 14 months. Have to reward the Mountain Duet, right? I mean, yeah.
The Mountain Duet,
good.
yeah.
Kind of sounds like Mountain Dew.
The stream feels like field day in school. Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. It's just been awesome hanging out. I feel like I'm coming back after a vacation. I feel very refreshed and energetic. Swindle with the 20 months. Appreciate you. Yeah, Doom's co-host application finally got processed.
I only had to fly all the way to Texas for it.
Yeah. Picked up 2 Bernedoodle pups this week. I have 5 dogs. Awesome. Me and Esther are wanting to get another dog soon. We're almost done unpacking. And then Like that was like all the only thing we had to do on our checklist to get another dog was finish unpacking. So hopefully soon.
I'm in Massachusetts.
Yeah, well, not anymore.
Not anymore. I'm here permanently now.
I've seen a few John and Rakdos decks dropping out of 5 discard spells. They seem to be Ragavan decks is the number of interactive spells bad in Modern right now. I think you need to play like at least 6, to be honest. Like especially just like Thoughtseize is way better than Inquisition. In my opinion, I think you always have to play the full 4. But I think like Inquisition being able to take Rin and 6, being able to take Cascade spells is just like being able to take Hammer Time targets. It's just like too important to not play like at least the first 2. In Rakdos, I like to play 7 because you have like Seasoned Pyromancer to discard them. You want that sorcery for Dragon Rage's Channeler.
Yeah, you just can't ever be without a removal spell for Ragavan.
Yeah. Yeah, Athena's also, we've had a couple of friends come over. Dude, people keep bringing in Leyline against me. It's not terrible, I guess. I mean, I boarded out my Kroxas, or 2 of them.
Most of them, yeah. I wonder if they have Ephemerate. Oh, no, they can't. They have Gyruda.
Yeah, they can't have any
Yeah.
grief abusers. But they probably have a hard time between Hearse and Ragavan here.
Yeah, that's
What
true.
kind of dog? We're not sure. So Athena's had like a couple play dates where she's had like a lot of them lately, but she actually got to hang out with some more like chill dogs than the like kind of crazy dogs some of my other friends have had. But she's done well with like all sizes of dogs. She's just very, very sweet. She doesn't have a bad bone in her body. Although like Athena, like the nice thing about Athena is she never barks. She never ever barks, and
Not a single time.
yeah, and so we're hoping that we can find another dog that never barks, because like having one dog that barks is like the same as having 2. So losing that beautiful,
Peaceful harmony.
yeah, is something we don't want to lose.
I don't think I've ever seen a dog not bark at somebody who's like who they haven't seen before.
Yeah, she's very quiet. She's just very thoughtful. She's always inquiring.
Stabs is right. I do bark. So that's out of the question.
Yeah. No, Heat is interesting with DRC Bubble. Yeah, we could maybe be back on Heat. I was kind of waffling between a decision a little bit. Like one thing about Push right now is it answers Ledger Shredder like a lot better than he does in the early game. And you know, it's also like definitely the case that like ever since the printing of Unholy Heat, people are like just like way overcompensating for it. Like even now, like people like will just like not play cards that are weak to Unholy Heat to some extent. But it is a conversation. I've actually like been like higher on Bolter and Push than I have been for like most of Image 2, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But it's always a conversation. It's like one of those, 2 a.m. Discord conversations where you talk and yell to your friends for hours and hours and hours about what the best removal spells to play are, and then it's just kind of all the same, really.
Satyr Wayfinder is basically a removal spell for Ragavan.
Yep. Leyline doing work. I'm scared of the Gyruda. We don't have the discard spell. Hopefully the hearse is good, but they have so many chump blockers too. Highly recommend Pitbulls. They score higher in AK typical. Yeah, I like Pitbulls. I've known a couple of good Pitbulls in my day. We'll take a look. I think we're just going to go to the shelter and then,
Get a Shih Tzu.
And then we're going to get a Shih Tzu. My, Esther's mom has a Shih Tzu that Athena really likes. She's actually, like, really nice. Discard Cabal Coffers. I could attack with the hearse. They don't have any good reanimation targets. It's kind of close between, like only attacking for 4 is kind of low. It's kind of close, though.
Yeah, like, you maybe wait until it's like a 3-turn clock.
Yeah. The Gyruda's obviously still scary, but we have lots of top decks that can discard it. Another Kroxa. I guess we don't have another Kroxa, so it's just the 4 Tourachs and the 4 Thoughtseizes.
Yeah, if they miss in the first activation, we have Terminate. So
That's true, yeah.
They can't always.
Or even, like, we can just terminate whatever they get off of it, too. Like, we
Yeah,
can just ignore the Gyruda after that.
Yeah.
They also drew Castle Lochtwain, which is pretty good for them. So I kind of don't want to exile the explosives because of Karn.
Yeah, why don't you just cast Dueling Giant? I'm right here. Kill those fucking satyrs.
That would be that would be nice. Well, I think now I'm gonna start getting in. Oh, I can't fear the hearse, right? It's not black creature, or legendary creature rather. Can you activate hearse in response to it and exile whatever they bring in? No, it all resolves at once. There's no window for you to hearse whatever they get off Gyruda.
Yeah, notably, they can also take, like, hypothetically, if they hit one of ours, even with the leyline in play, they can still take something with the leyline.
Yeah.
That's the sick thing about Gyruda, is it works through Rest in Peace and leyline and that stuff.
Yeah, Gyruda was gnarly in Legacy with LED.
Yeah. Yeah.
How did this collab stream come to be? So Doomwake's been over at my house for like the last 20 days for DreamHack Dallas. It's just been a good time.
I've had a blast.
Yeah. Alright, so they found a Dread Presence, which I will terminate now immediately that I have priority. And then my hearse is bigger than their Gyruda. I'm scared of this Castle Locthwain. We have some top decks though, of course.
Burn the Needle, right? I think we did.
Do what?
Burn the Needle, right?
Yeah, we did bring in the Needle. Would not be a bad top deck.
What does my shirt say? It says, I'll keep. Even though I mulligan every single time.
I've never seen Doomwake keep a hand.
No.
Yeah, their deck looks pretty cool. They're like, I feel like one card that I kind of hate is the Sylvan Caryatids.
You kind of have to play it though.
I don't know.
You need some sort of.
Well, I feel like Sakura Tribe Elder is nice if you're going to be in on the Cabal Coffer Urborg plan, right? Because like you actually getting the lands in play is a big deal. And like we haven't seen Profane Tutor yet, but like Profane Tutor would be a card I would consider like almost mandatory for a deck like this.
Yeah, it helps you get closer to Witch's Cottage.
Yeah. But I like what they're going on. I think they've got a good draft here. It's cool. And I fetched it in, I guess.
I think the Karn makes. I haven't seen Karn before, but Karn makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, Karn is interesting. So it's kind of. I guess they have plenty of black creatures to block if we fear the Tourach. Last card is the Leyline that we knew about, and still no real attacks. But this hearse is going to get gigantic. It probably at this point makes sense to just get it up to like 14/14 and then put them in the Abyss. But they have plenty of creatures to sack to the Abyss, I guess. The Castle Locthwain's pretty tough.
How many times has chat suggested fling for hearse?
Non-stop.
Non-stop.
We haven't seen a persist either. Like, surely they're playing persist, or they're playing like Satyr Wayfinder and all these goofy cards.
We saw it game 1, but maybe they.
Okay, yeah, I guess I forgot that I saw game 1. And they legend roll the Urborg without tapping for mana first, although I guess they don't need to. You have a license for that hearse?
It's definitely expired.
Okay, phenomenal draw. Get some pressure on my opponent here.
Especially good once they start getting into the Abyss.
Maybe actually find to attack now. It's a 10 power creature. They can triple block, but if they triple block, that's kind of fine.
Triple block would be insane for us.
And then what I like about attacking here too is like this is the Abyss next turn because the Voidwalker hits them for 3.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's the Abyss this turn too.
Yeah. So we're gonna draw their card first, and then also like we don't need the Graveyard Hate up because we have the Voidwalker too.
Yeah.
We can fear, so then get the option to triple block. We can't fear the hearse. We only fear the Tourach, but then they can just block here and eat the Tourach in combat. How does hearse feel compared to other forms of Graveyard Hate? So like hearse is a like less efficient form of Graveyard Hate against most decks than like Nile Spellbomb would be, or maybe Voidwalker. But it is also like a giant creature in every matchup, and so. Like, that's what's kind of nice about cards like Hearse, cards like Riveteer's Charm, cards like Voidwalker 2, that these are all, like, powerful effects that are kind of incidental Graveyard Hate at the same time.
Yeah, Hearse doesn't have the problem of, like, drawing the second leyline like our opponent did.
Yeah.
It's like, you never get that with Hearse.
And it's just like a main deckable good threat in every matchup, too, I think.
Yeah.
Don Valiant, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Appreciate you. I would love to get to, like, discard an Archon of Cruelty, cast it with Voidwalker. I've never rooted against you so hard before. Very understandable. Target player, hey Spike and Doom, good seeing y'all in Dallas. Yeah, it was an awesome, awesome weekend.
What's up, Soul?
That's Soul, awesome. Congratulations on your finish, Soul. Soul got qualified for the regional champs in his hometown of Atlanta with Jund Saga. Very, very cool.
I was talking to Chris before his match. I was like, do you know that Soul literally invented Jund?
Yeah. In the beginning, there was Soul. And then, on the second day, Soul created Jund midrange. So is hearse basically taking the place of Lion Sash? Would white decks still prefer Sash for the power that Instone Graveyard hate? It is with a heavy heart that I tell you that that my preview card Lion Sash is like kind of mid. And I would say that hearse probably replaces it in most decks. Obviously, there are some tutors like Stoneforge Mystic and Imperial Recruiter and I guess just those two that like you can still consider Lion Sash 4 and they're maybe okay for metagames. It's just not that good.
D:.
Yeah, this is equipment too. I don't know. Like it's not an unplayable card in Modern. It's like very fringe playable card to remember and consider.
Yeah. It's just 2 mana intensive.
Yeah.
The thing about scavenging is it gains you life against the aggressive decks, and I think that's way more important than.
I definitely clicked Seta's deck this morning for Stream Decker. Thank you for reminding me. But Stream Decker is.
What did Stream Decker have? Something else?
No, look. Like Stream Decker, it's set. Oh, that's for list. Yeah, if you type exclamation point deck, it's gonna come up.
Okay.
Okay, so they're killing my big hearse, and then they're milling 3 cards, returning a land. Sad.
That's fine.
Yeah, not the end of the world. Oh, they also just milled over an Archon for my Voidwalker.
Is that good?
That's pretty good, I think. Still got plenty of graveyard hate. Yeah, that was maybe not the mode to play into the Voidwalker. Although maybe they've got a removal spell, but they probably would have used it already. Just crew hearse. Whoa! Okay.
Is it non-creature?
Yeah, it's non-creature. Yeah, okay. That would have been a good line. We're learning, all right? I'm not, you know, I just have to make every mistake until I know that it's a mistake, all right? I haven't played the Hearse Wither Blue matchup very much. Okay, you can crew it. It doesn't kill it. We're still winning by a lot right now.
You gotta write that down.
To put one hearse in Red Black Goblins. No, you don't want to play hearse in like the super like synergistic tribal decks. You know, hearse is like a good generic mid-range card. It's not like a tribal card like that. If I was gonna play a 2-mana artifact in Goblins, it would be Pyre of Heroes.
You're a persisting Wayfinder? I guess they get nothing else.
Wait, hold on. This does nothing. This is literally exile the top 4 cards of their library. Yeah. This is like literally exile top 4 cards. That's all that says. Resolves.
Well, they get a land, so you know.
No, they don't even get a land. They're exiled to the Voidwalker, right? Or did they get a land? Oh. It says they put no cards into their hand. You're right. Okay. Well, we should have rehearsed.
Maybe they chose.
I would play Pyre of Heroes and Goblins. I mean, I love Pyre and Goblins. I did play a lot of Pyre and Goblins back in like the beginning of like Pyre being released. Wait, where's the Archon? I definitely saw it. Oh, there it is. Okay. I lost it. I totally saw it. It was like the void counter cards are weirdly split up here. Yeah, like with the humans list that's playing Pyre that's like popping up again kind of has me thinking about it. Like I love Pyre of Hero of Goblins. I think it's very powerful there. Like I was playing like a lot of like Mog Fanatics instead with the consideration of like Ragavan being really popular and maybe like that's still something that you need to do, but I at least think it's a conversation.
Yeah, Pyre's sick.
So what does an Alpha Strike look like here? Block, go to 1. Oh, I can just crew the hearse and that's lethal. They have no cards.
Block, yep.
A Reaver, thank you for the 11 months. Appreciate ya. Alright, I think we're going to be 3-0.
I don't know, they're still going to 1, right? You have 6 attackers, they have 3 blockers.
Oh, yeah, I guess we miscounted.
It doesn't matter. I can't imagine they have outs here.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be tough. We also turn off the Castle Lock Dwayne.
Yeah.
Damnation's a legal card.
It is. It also costs 4 mana.
Yeah. Mason, the 26 months. You can play. Yeah, you can play Dread Arbor with Garuda. That's even. They're out as Karn for Bridge. Yeah, I'd say that's a good read. So like turning off the Castle Lock Dwayne draw makes some sense. Although we've got outs to that. 3-0 on a Monday. Flamals to 6. Turn 1 Saga, so probably playing against Amulet Titan. I think there's no reason to crack the bubble yet, besides getting up by Bajuka Bog. Yeah, weekend was awesome. Like, you ever like just take a really good vacation and you just like, you feel like you got your inside scrubbed with Epsom salt and you're feeling really clean and refreshed, and that's how I'm feeling. I don't know. How was your vacation, Doom?
It was amazing.
Would you like to tell the stream about Athena?
What about Athena?
I don't know. Just
Athena's the best dog in the world.
She is the best dog in the world.
Actually, the best.
Yeah, she's so good. She loves Doomwake. She loves everybody, but she also loves Doomwake.
No, this weekend was awesome. I had so much fun.
Yeah. What about Canister's GLS challenge rating list? Well, congratulations to Canister for winning the challenge. I was kind of like plugged into the DreamHack stuff. I didn't realize that Canister was out here winning challenges. I'm gonna cast this this Dryad.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, I've got plenty of lands in hand. Kim Grant, for 2 months. Appreciate you. I'm glad you're liking the YouTube videos. I'm trying to convince Doom to use the editor that I use.
I'm thinking about it.
What's up? It's me, your friend,
It'll allow me to stream a lot more during the week.
Yeah.
YouTube stuff.
Frost, I'm back on my mill shit. Apparently it's playable, or maybe only playable in paper, just no money piles. Yeah, dude, like Mason was like the only person playing money pile all weekend. It was like kind of ridiculous. Like I'm playing the food deck, like metagaming for money pile, and I played against Mason, beat him in the side event, but like nobody was playing it. He might have been like the only one in the room, or like maybe there's 1 or 2 more.
I don't think he said he played any mirror matches.
Yeah, it was crazy. He did play against like the Brinkslight Scapeshift deck, which was like kind of favored in that matchup. He got like Ozzy like Mulligan to 5 and games 1 and 3, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Ozzy Mulligan to 4 game 1, and then messed up the BTL Scapeshift and still ended up winning because they just had like manual Valicates. That game was insane.
Yeah. Discard 2 Kroxas to Spyro. Try to bolt the Dryad. We'll see what happens. Cool. So I think we start off by... Well, I guess I could go Lightning Bolt Dryad and then cast 2 Kroxas to get them down to 2 cards in hand.
I don't hate that.
Yeah, I think it's close.
It's so unlikely they tighten us with 2 cards.
Yeah. More soon to 7 months. Appreciate you.
Because even if they have Bounce Land Titan, it's only 5 mana.
Turn 3, 5 mana, red-black.
You should play Dryad in your red-black deck.
Master Fearless is favorite versus money. Yeah, but I'm currently, I think, 11-0 against the money pile deck with Esper Food, like, which is obviously like not. You should not expect to pick up the deck and be 11-0 against it. Like, that is definitely like good variance running my way, but it's also a good matchup.
What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spider.
Frost, good to meet y'all. Enjoyed the entire thing. Yeah, it was a just great weekend.
So much fun. I didn't want it to end.
Move to Texas Doom. Or don't. It's kind of like a hellhole here.
Texas is dope except the weather.
And the government.
Yeah. Oh, and the roads.
And the roads. Yeah, the roads and the accents. And there's a lot of horse shit on the roads because everybody rides their horses everywhere.
The severe lack of trains.
Yeah. Yeah, once we get trains in Texas, that's going to solve everything. We're going to rip those roads right out of there. I'm running for governor. We're going to rip out 20. We're going to rip out 30. We're going to rip out 35. We're just going to put trains. Trains everywhere.
Hashtag make trains great again.
Yeah. We're going to run a train on Texas. That's good.
Yeah, that's
my governor Campaign line. Run a train on Texas. Chat together, all of us. We'll run a train on Texas.
If you get a campaign manager to sponsor that. So good luck with that.
Fuck a campaign manager. Opponent Summoners packs. So they're just playing a map, so they should be super dead. I've got a Den of the Bugbear. Well, I can like really sit and think for a while, or I can just like do any game action.
Take a legal game action. Or an illegal one.
I would never take an illegal game action. To bring in the Moons, the Tourachs, the Voidwalker, the Terminate, Chalice and Zero, cutting the hearses, third Inquisition, 3 Lightning Bolts, probably third Kroxa, maybe fourth Ragavan on the draw because of this stupid Grazer. Or maybe on the draw I only want 3 Tourachs. Play might be kind of weird. Maybe I trim like Spiral on the play and like play 4 Tourach, 4 Ragavan. But this looks pretty good.
3 Kroxa too much?
Yeah, I think on the draw it's kind of a lot.
Yeah.
Like you really only want to draw 1, but you do want to draw 1. Yeah, push is good. I think you want to push for Dryad.
You just want to take their Dryad. That's how you answer Dryad.
Yeah.
The Dryad did a lot of work for us.
Any changes to Recto's Sack? So I was messing around with a kind of different version of Recto's Sack on Thursday. We had an okay couple leagues with it. It was still kind of like up in the air. I guess this is, we're splashing green for Grist. But like, so Unlucky Witness was like the big star of Recto's Sack. And we're like 13-3 with this version. This version's fine. Like good even, but like Unlucky Witness was the real star, and so I kind of wanted to find a list that was like a bit more in on Unlucky Witness. And so the idea is that like vialing in Unlucky Witness blocking is like a pretty good thing to be doing, and then when you're playing Vial, you're playing Unlucky Witness, you're playing this like synergy based sack deck. I feel like Recruiter is an interesting option at that point, getting you access to Grist, Seasoned Pyromancer, Bloodghast, or just more Unlucky Witnesses, or a Carrion Feeder as a sack outlet too. I feel like my final thoughts on like this from Thursday was like this was interesting, but the list could be tuned, and I'm like a little bit stuck, but I'm probably gonna go into the tank and do some play testing and see if I can improve the list a little bit. Recruiter's also like pretty good with Unearth too.
The core of that deck is so sick.
Just tuned in. Any recap on what went wrong with Asmo Civ? Well, this is kind of the reality of playing a somewhat linear deck in Modern. Is like there are cards that are just gonna like totally crush you, and I sat down, and my turn 1 opponent played a turn 3 Karn the Great Creator against me playing Amulet Titan, and I could never win. and then my game 2, I mulled to 5. I thought he's my opponent, the 2 Karn the Great Creators. And I won my next 3 matches, and I lost to Merfolk having good answers for my Urza Sagas, and then I lost to a Grixis Food deck having good answers for my Urza Sagas. This is just like something that is going to happen when you register a linear deck in Modern. Like you are going, like there are some cards that are going to be just great against you. And you just have to take the L, and it's really important when you do lose to these cards that you immediately go to Twitter and you complain about them and you fucking ban Alpine Moon. Yeah, call for a ban is my advice to you, because you really have no other options.
You also prepared a lot for the 4-color matchup, but just didn't play it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I guess that was also like what went wrong, right? Like I had to read that 4-color was going to be the best deck in the room. 4-color also won the tournament, but like there was barely anybody playing it.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know.
It was so weird.
It was really weird. The whole tournament was really weird. It felt like everybody in the room was like chilling at FNM playing their favorite deck, which is a good vibe for sure. But as far as like metagaming and trying to pick a super tuned list, it was really tough. Frostic deck work on the list. I think it has any good matchups. I'll take a look. If me and Doom can smush our brains together and try to crack the code. The double deck tech. As we go to game 3 here against Amulet Titan. Is the metagame paper different than online? Yeah, it's like way more casual. I feel. I don't know. It's like people are just kind of like doing. They're just doing their thing.
It was
Yeah,
so weird.
like on Magic Online, like you're paying $10 every time you play, and if you're like goofing around and playing a lot of suboptimal cards, you just kind of go broke. You know what I mean? And so like you're kind of forced to like play super efficiently. But in paper, you're just chilling. You know.
You're just playing Merfolk and.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'll put this over here. You get on that Doomwake. I'm gonna. I don't know about this hand. This hand's close. I think I'm gonna mulligan. Okay, I like this hand a lot more.
There's a lot going on here.
Hopefully no Greaser again. Yeah, sure are a lot of cards over here, huh? You got a Questing Beast, you got Titles Tracker, you got Titan of Industry. Wait, is this just like... You're not gonna just like hard... Yeah.
I think we're hardcasting it. Unless I'm missing something.
Okay, so this is like the old school...
It's like green-white taxes.
Well, no, it's not green-white taxes, it's the...
It's not Thalia.
It's Elvish Reclaimer. It's like the Fran deck. The Fran Elvish Reclaimer.
Oh, okay, with Yorion.
Yeah, with Yorion, which is interesting. Oh, so I want to put Bexicant in here.
Township is kind of cool. I like Township.
There's those. Okay, I hate Adeline. I think that card. I mean, Adeline's great in humans. I think it makes like no sense here. You know, this is another thing too. Like, it is absolutely the tendency of modern players when they have tutors to just go nuts. Like, you're never gonna Eldormi's Call for Adeline. You're never gonna Eldormi's Call for Questing Beast, or like not often enough, I think, to include Questing Beast. In my opinion, I think Eldon Liberator should be a sideboard card, especially when you also have a Knight of Autumn. Like, you can pick one. I don't think you should play both.
Also, don't hate getting Ephemerate in here when we have Solitude, Endurance, and then you also have Eladamri's Call for both of those.
Yeah, Knight of Autumn. You got a lot of good choices.
It goes to Infinite Witness too. I don't hate that idea. Also, it's pretty good with Titania. You can like call for Titania, set up a spot where you can save your Titania with Ephemerate.
I don't think we're casting Dryad this time. I think I'll just cast Thoughtseize and hold up the Terminate potentially. Maybe I'll cast Kroxa too, depending on what their hand looks like. Although here, I think it looks pretty good to just take turn Timber, then Terminate the Dryad on tap.
I like the Grist a lot. The Grist is kind of a cool.
Yeah, the Grist is cool. The Grist is cool. You maybe like also like you're playing a Yorion deck. You should play 4 Urza Sagas. Like maybe in a 60 card version you could play 3. I think you should play 4 here if this is a card you're really in on. I do like Titania's or an Orb. I have a really big soft spot for the card. I would, one issue here too is you only have this deck is like built around Eldarmy's Call Tribal. You only have 4 in the 75. Oh, sorry, this is map, not amulet. They can't cast the Dryad this turn. That's fine.
Would you consider like Evolution or Chord? I guess you probably don't have enough.
Yeah, that's the thing. You have to build really differently.
Yeah.
I think it's like one of those problems. Like I don't know how to improve it, but that is the problem with the deck is like is your consistency. Yeah.
So I guess maybe potentially just like trim the Orion, trim down the size a little bit so you draw call more often if you're gonna build a run call.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. I think cutting Yorion and playing like a more Fran style list is where I'd be. Like, I don't think your power level is like super increased when you're playing like you have like 4 Giver of Runes, you've got all these endurances, you're playing like Birds of Paradise and Noble Hierarch also like suck. Like these cards are just like unfortunately really bad in Modern in like the Rin and 6 Ragavan metagame. Like these cards are just not ones you want to put in your deck.
Yeah. Agreed.
I wish that wasn't the case. I would be like really stoked if I dropped that.
What'd you drop?
This is like Athena's old dog tag. I've got her papers up here. I was calling about it.
Did you get the subs or want me to get them?
You can get them.
JH Killer, thank you for the 8. Squid Squad, thank you for the 19.
Maybe I tapped a little bit wrong here actually. Force of Vigor. Kind of surprised they have that one.
Force of Vigor.
So my opponent's hand is Valakut, Gruul Turf, a couple of mystery cards. I feel like I can just chill on the Alpine Moon. Like I could obviously name Castle Garenbrig and like try to fade like Castle Garenbrig, Titan being 2 mystery cards. But I think I'd rather just like name Valakut next turn. And there's no reason to like crack the treasure yet to name. I could have tapped differently to play it this turn, but I could just like if I want to crack the treasure, it just makes sense to wait. I think and then potentially trigger. Surveil and Channeler. I could also now name Simic Growth Chamber to just try to keep them off Titan for a turn, which I kind of like.
Naming Growth Chamber is cool because it cuts them off blue if they draw a, Slayer West.
Excellent insight.
Oh, no, it doesn't.
We have another deck tech for Joe Shift, too. Song of Creation in mid-range. Oh boy.
Whoa, wait, what?
They have an endurance? They have an endurance. I think they're still dead to an Alpha Strike next turn. I don't think this really changes that much.
2/4. If they take 7? Yeah.
This is... Okay, I will say this. This is like the coolest title I've ever seen for a deck. Song of Creation mid-range.
I like that. I like that we put mid-range in quotation marks.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
I do too.
Does it also look like a lot of nonsense? Yeah. Do you not have an... Okay, you should probably play 4 Song of Creation, though. We'll take a little bit of a closer look after... We're about to win this match, I think, or lose it. So the match is going to end. But let me just... cast Alpine Moon, name Growth Chamber, and then...
Yeah, name Growth
Hope.
Chamber.
This is interesting. So, like, the idea is Song of Creation is just a mid-range card here as a card advantage engine. So, I would be interested in, like, and also playing Manamorphose, and, like, I would be playing Manamorphose and General Rockrick and being in on, like, the multicolor synergies, perhaps. Although, I guess multicolor cards tend to raise your mana curve because you have no 1-drops. So, maybe the idea of being, like, playing all cheap interactive spells.
It's pretty much just Judd with Song of Creation.
Yeah.
Song's kind of cool with Raven's Crime.
It is kind of cool with Raven's Crime. It's kind of cool with Bone Crusher too, because you get to keep this on adventure, then untap and start your chain again. Maybe the list is just perfect. I'm gonna keep this on the play in the blind. I think it's kind of close. $5 from Faye Bay for deck tech. Can you post a link in the chat? It's usually $10, but I'll do it for 5. But next time it's gonna be 10.
I'll spot the other 5.
Okay, it's fine. Sideboard looks really good. I think I'd be really interested in 3rd Ancient Grudge though, but I think the sideboard overall looks pretty strong. 3rd Ancient Grudge over 3rd Explosives probably. Yeah, first time chatter you get a $5 discount, but also no other first time chatters get the $5 discount.
The only one, fairies.
I have a really big soft spot for Spellstutter Sprite. Yeah. I will say Bitter Blossom is a card that I tend to find to be pretty underpowered in the format, and Spellstutter Sprite is a card that I tend to like a lot, and I think is a card that is powerful and is playable even without Bitter Blossom to like support the tribal payoff. This is a format with a lot of 1-mana spells and a lot of cascade spells as well. So
I want some more time travelers.
I do too. I think I'd be interested in like cutting all the Bitter Blossoms, playing the 4th Spellstutter Sprite, 2 more Teferi Time Ravelers as like a quick split there. It is also, I'll tell you this, it's really rough to have Fatal Push, Prismatic Ending as white and black mana on turn 1, and then also try to support Archmage's Charm here. I know you only have 1 Archmage's Charm, but if you just, like, cutting that 1 Archmage's Charm, I feel like makes your mana so much better. It's also like, you know, your mana base maybe is a little bit all over the place with like 2 Swamps, Plains, Mutavault, and your Archmage's Charm deck. Yeah. But just like simply cutting like that 1 charm makes your mana so much better. Snapcaster Mage, I also think without any 1-mana cantrips. Ooh, what do you do here?
Do we take Waker because it looks at more
Yeah,
cards?
I think it's Waker. Hopefully we draw our hearse. We do have a lot of sideboard hate for the Living End matchup. We got the full 4 Voidwalkers in the sideboard, 2 Void Mirrors, Chalice. Gonna be kind of tough. I also feel like these Kolos lands, Field of Ruin, Mutavault, are going to hurt you more than they help you. You could potentially go down to 23, cutting them. I'm also like not a big fan of the tapped Creeping Tar Pit. I'd like to see that probably be a Hall of the Storm Giants instead. I really like Hall of the Storm Giants a lot. Enters untapped early. Really hits for a lot late.
Kai's Guile is kind of cool.
Kai's Guile is kind of cool. I think you could cut the Charm and play a second Kai's Guile. I think I really...
I'm not that sold on Vindicate.
I'm kind of a big fan of Vindicate in the 75 in these kind of decks where like it kind of pulls like triple duty as being hate for Tron and Titan, and you can also board them in against blue-white control, any combo deck as well. So like I might like to see something like 1 Vindicate main 3 side and like playing a bunch of Vindicates in the side against the big mana and you know just like we talked about control combo. It does feel like the sideboard is a little unfocused. It's my opinion that Liliana and Kalidas are unplayable in Modern these days. Hallowed Moonlight, I think, is like cool against Living End, but there are better cards against Living End, like Dovin's Veto, Flusterstorm. Rest in Peace are all cards I would play instead of this.
Yeah, and I don't think Rest in Peace is really doing anything into our deck, so we could play.
Yeah, you have the snap. If you play like two snap, yeah. If you want to play Snapcaster, you can play like maybe 2 in this list. It's still not gonna be that good, but for Snapcaster to be good, you usually need to be playing like these 1-mana cantrips. But if you have like 2 Rest in Peace on the sideboard, 2 Snapcaster in the main, it's always kind of like an easy swap of Snapcaster for Rest in Peace. Too. Yeah. Oh, Drown. Yeah. Well, then in that case, I would be on like Dovin's Veto or Flusterstorm for a living in matchup, and you could also play on Licensed Hearse. Licensed Hearse would probably be pretty good in this list.
And you have plenty of ways to crew it too.
Yeah.
Snapcasters.
Yeah, I oftentimes also like a Manriki Gusari in the sideboard for the Hammer type matchup, although that's kind of a smaller thing. So if they do Living End, we get 2 Kroxa triggers, which is not going to be enough to beat this. So we're hoping that they fizzle it out a little bit. Although 2 Lightning Bolts plus 2 Kroxa triggers can be a lot of damage.
Just draw the 3rd bolt.
Yeah, it's going to be like potentially like if my opponent like I'm hoping that it's a main phase, not like an end of turn Violent Outburst here. Yeah. But if they go like main phase, we can go bolt push, double Kroxa trigger, escape Kroxa. But that, I guess if they have any spells in their hand to discard, it's not going to be good enough. Think Mistblind Click can do something in Modern? Unfortunately, no.
I wish.
Yeah, the card's very cool, but like a lot of very cool hero cards. Yeah, Mistblind Click is definitely a hero card. There's like a cat. Like I think the deck tech we just looked at was like very much felt like a category of hero cards where. Cards like Liliana the Last Hope, Kalidas, Pepper Smoke, these Spellstutter Spite, Bitter Blossom, these are hero cards that you really want to be good and just kind of are pretty mediocre.
One of these days.
Another deck tech for Frost with Aether Vial, possibly with Saga. Yeah, I wanted to mention that. Like, 1 Vial as a Saga target seems kind of interesting. It's way better in Legacy with Wasteland because like games go way longer and like get like a lot of times in like Taxes decks in Legacy, you like Wasteland your opponent a bunch and then you get a Vial and like your Reshot Import Wastelanding, and then Vial is able to be a good mana engine. So it's like probably a lot worse here, but it's still a consideration like as a want to target for your deck.
That was the Yorion Friend deck, right? I think.
Yeah, so slightly updated version it seems. Is this the
This is
looks
60.
like 60, no Yorion.
Recall 2. I like the 2 Femrates. Yeah, endurance, witness. You see, this looks cleaner.
Yeah, this looks a lot cleaner. I do feel like I'm interested in like 1 Vial as a tutor target. I like 2 Ephemerate. I think that number's pretty good.
2 Sagas though.
Yeah, I'd be interested in 3rd Saga.
Yeah.
But
I think on 63 is pretty good.
I think you can sideboard the Ghost Quarter, just main deck the 3rd Ghost Saga pretty easy. Like Ghost Quarter is just like not that good in most matchups too.
Yeah.
Unless you feel like it's a good metagame call, which I don't think that it really is. I think you could probably get the 4th Giver for for the Vial as well. I kind of don't want to have like too many multiple Giver of Rune draws.
Yeah, I could see that.
Okay, so what am I doing here?
We're also not going to call for Giver that often.
I guess I should just bobble myself, and if I see like exactly Lightning Bolt on top, maybe I won't fire in with Den of the Bugbear. But I think I just always have to fire in with Den. Like, they didn't have the Cascade last turn. They have drawn some cards, but we just have not enough options. Of course, they have it.
Okay.
And we'll see if they have
Maybe
3
they have
lands
3
in their
lands
hands,
in
but there's, like, no way. There's no way.
Surely they have 3 lands in hand.
Yeah, I mean, they just, like, wouldn't cast. I guess they would be dead otherwise. If you escape Kroxa, it can Fatal Push itself, response to Living End. Yeah, but they could just respond to me escaping the Kroxa with the Living End too. What about Coco? Yeah, I wouldn't recommend Coco on the list.
Also, don't we have to exile the 2nd Kroxa?
I thought we had exactly enough. I may be misremembering. I think we had Thoughtseize, 2 Bolts, Bobble. Oh no, you're right. We did have to exile Kroxa. Yeah.
Kroxa.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a matchup that gets a lot worse with the main deck Voidwalkers going away, but we have a lot of sideboard cards, but it's also Living End. Certainly a villain deck. Okay, they've discarded 1 non-land card. They've got, I think, at least 14 damage in play. So we'll concede, bring in the Chalices, the Void Mirrors, the Voidwalkers. Potentially Tourach number 4. Like, playing out Tourach as a 2-1 in this matchup is kind of nice because they just, like, can cycle and make it really big when you have a lock piece in play, but it's usually only good when you have a lock piece in play. So this may just be 3 Tourach, no removal spells. No removal spells can be kind of dicey. I do like Kroxa in the matchup. I do like Seasoned Pyromancer discard. I think I like all 7 discard spells. I think this seems fine. Who's more villain, Living End or Omnath? It depends on what your matchup is like. And this deck it's Living End, I think. Gillo, 3 to 4 months. Appreciate you. We already beat Omnath this league, so...
Yeah, we defeated one of the villains.
So now it's Living End is more villain.
Are we playing a hero deck, though?
If it's a good rule of thumb, if it's a deck that you like... oh yeah, you could trim a bobble. Yeah, let me trim a bobble. Play 1 Terminate. I think you need to keep some of these in. Like Surveilling with Dragon Rage Channeler is good, but yeah, good point on the bobbles. Yeah, if it's a deck that you like, it's a hero deck, including Living in 4 color. If you like it, it's a hero deck to you.
We got our tattoos, but they're on the wall.
Yeah, they're also on parts of our body we can't show on stream.
Yes.
Yeah. 4th Tourach over a 3rd Kroxa. I kind of like Kroxa, just like being in the yard, getting those like last triggers. I feel like I win a lot of games that way. It's good to like discard and surveil into the yard, and then like obviously like you don't want to draw 2 Tourachs usually, but I think that would also be fine if you played the 4th one. What time do you need to leave for your flight?
I was gonna leave here at noon. So
Okay. You got play time. Yeah.
My flight doesn't leave till 2:45.
Okay.
I got a pretty late flight.
I usually like to get to the airport 6 hours ahead of time. No, just kidding.
My connecting flight is in JFK, and it's a different terminal, and I only have like 45 minutes to get to the other terminal, so I'm kind of worried that I might miss my connecting flight.
Esther really is like that, though. She's like, we gotta get there. We gotta get there. Is the guy staying behind you the guy who mows the lawn? Yeah. Long time collab in the weekend.
It's the only reason I'm here.
What did I play and how did I do this weekend? I played Esper Food and I went 3/3 drop after losing to like a lot of like linear graveyard hate cards or like not graveyard hate, like artifact hate cards or saga hate cards. Doom did well. Doom got like top 32, right? With at 6-2 with 6-2. Rhinos.
Yep. Lost the Murktide twice, beat everything else.
You didn't take Doom to the Cowboy Stadium? Oh, I guess from my old place, you could like see the Cowboy Stadium from from the old apartment. Yeah, from the comic books. I mean, I don't know. Like I kind of like resent the Cowboy Stadium and how the city of Arlington took all the taxpayer money to make it, and like it is the largest city in the country with it's the largest city in the country with no public transportation. And the reason we don't have public transportation, or I guess I don't live in that city anymore, but the reason we, when I lived there we didn't, is because we had a freaking football stadium instead. So we did make soft plans to burn the stadium to the ground, but Dume said, I'd like to be free and not in prison for my trip here.
Say that on stream.
Well, we didn't actually do it. It's not illegal to conspire to commit arson, is it? Or joke about conspiring to commit arson. Zara, thank you for the 10 months. Appreciate you. Surely it's not illegal to conspire to commit any specific crimes.
No, we're fine. Well, everything's illegal in Canada.
Yeah, illegal in Canada is like probably good laws, to be honest. Okay, so if I surveil like a Void Mirror to the top, I may cast this Violent Outburst. Oh man, they have 2 Living Ends in hand.
Oh. Alright, we just need to draw the 3rd one, it's fine.
They're definitely gonna draw a Cascade spell. Right? Like there's no chance. I'm gonna cast this
We Outburst here, right?
Yeah, I've got a lot of good hits. And I can also surveil too. I can hit Hearse, Voidwalker, Chalice, Void Mirror.
Let's go.
Okay, cool.
All right.
It's not like necessarily the best hit, but it is a hit, huh?
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true, because they already have a...
Yeah.
True. It's not that good.
This could be alright.
Don't we, we don't have one in the graveyard.
Yeah, we don't have one in the graveyard, but maybe they won't draw it.
Maybe they won't draw it.
Well, fuck. Living in the villain deck.
Definitely the villain.
I think we did everything we could, huh? I think.
Yeah, there's not much else we could do this game.
Could have obviously cast the Spyro last turn. I think we took the right lines.
Yeah.
Sad, no
Because
trophy.
if you hit the Spyro, there's nothing you can hit. There's nothing you can play off the Spyro, right?
Yeah, I thought every time I dust off a new red-black Cliffs, it's immediate trophy. That's what happened last time. Modern is garbage, actually. I'm gonna quit playing the format forever. Doom, Mold.
That's my cue.
Doom Mold. I don't know. We could maybe get another Voidwalker in play. I guess Living In is not exile Void counter, but they do have 3 in hand. I guess if my top card's Terminate, I'll probably cast that. Alright, I'll actually just concede. I think. First hand with no graveyard was a mulligan, probably. I mean, Ragavan on the play with like the card selection, I think is fine, and discard spells, but maybe you're right.
Chat saying we should have split. Feels bad, man.
Yeah, I should have split. Choosing to not split is like you're just destined to lose the match. As it should be. Yeah, it was a good run. I'm liking the list.